All right, so good morning, everyone, and welcome to this session 7 of this series. It's around 11:20 in the morning. I woke up late a little bit, but so every day in the morning we're building a business operating system, and I'm building it for my own businesses, but you can just follow along and you can adapt it to your specific business. And so this is a business operating system. So it's very much like Windows, and I'm going to show it here. It's very much like Windows because every computer needs every computer needs an operating system, whether it's Windows, iOS, Linux, etc. And in the same manner, this workshop series, we are at session 7, is predicated on the principle that every business needs an operating system. And so just a quick review, if you did not watch the first 6 live streams of about 1 hour, I want to do a quick review because it's very important to understand exactly what we're doing and the value of a business operating system. Because once you understand the value of a system, then you're going to be motivated to build it, and therefore it's going to virtually not guarantee 100%, but it's going to dramatically increase your probability of success. So it's very important to really embrace this idea of a system. So as a quick review, a business operating system, and I really invite you to watch the first 6 live streams because it's going to give you like a very strong foundation. But as a quick review, a business operating system is made up of 5 essential components. And as long as you practice these 5 components or processes, you're going to improve your business operation. In other words, your business is going to get better and better, and you're going to produce more revenue, and the system is going to work for you, so you don't have to work much. You might recruit and train employees, but even the employee training, the human resources function, is going to be taken over by the system. And so it's important to understand that a system, basically, just going to summarize it here. Basically, it means you save yourself. So you're not saving other people's self, you're saving yourself time, energy, and money. And so when you look around, the successful people, they have a system, or they have systems working for them. They're not working. I mean, Tony Robbins, for example, he has like 121 businesses, right? He cannot run 121 businesses, and every year he generates $12 billion in revenue. So it's impossible for Tony to manage, those businesses. And so he has created systems. So that's what we want to do here. Whether you're using AI or not, you have to have a system first. And once you have a system, by the way, AI can help you. And that is something we're going to fully explore later on in this workshop series. AI can help you. Okay, AI can help you with the building of every component of your system. But of course, AI can help you only if you have something in the first place, like you have a system, and that's your responsibility. You have a specific target market, you have a reliable lead generation system, you have a reliable conversion process. In other words, a process where you are helping the customers to make the best decision. And finally, you have a fulfillment system, and this is where you're making customers happy. And so these are the 5 critical components of your system. It's kind of like the 4 legs of a table, and as long as you have these 5 components, your business is going to succeed. Like it's a sure thing. and your system is going to work for you. You are going to work on your business system. You're not working inside of a job. You're working outside. You're working on the business system that you've created. But our job is really to make explicit this system. So that's what I've been doing, in the last 6 days. So today we're going to focus on your marketing system. So here I was just mentioning that, you have to create a product. And in my case, it's a video course, and you have to really make it explicit. So I'm going to teach you that later on, how to create an amazing product that allows you to literally print money. Because once you have the master copy of this video course, and anyone can create a video course, by the way, like even if you're not an expert in any field, you can create a video course, because you can interview experts, you can read books, and you can, create a training video from the books that you've read and summarize from the YouTube videos. You can, even if you're not an expert, even if you haven't produced desirable results, you can create a video course, because your video course is a summary, a crystallization of the knowledge out there. So again, this is very important. Maybe I should put it down, because a lot of times people might say, well, Peter, that's nice, but I'm not an expert. How can I create a video course? So let me just put it down to remind myself, even without being an expert, you can create, video courses, or, it can be ebooks, can be Zoom webinars, can be web apps, etc. You can create video courses or any information products by, summarizing, synthesizing, blueprinting, etc. other experts' knowledge. And those experts have written books, they've created video courses, they've created YouTube videos, etc. And just to give you an example, to encourage the young people out there, because I think that with AI, employers are not going to have a lot of entry-level jobs for recent graduates. So young people have to learn how to create this kind of digital products that they can make money from. So let's say that I'm in my early 20s, or I'm 18 years old. Okay, I have a nephew who's 18. And so I'm 18 years old, and I'm not an expert in anything. And so what I would do, depending on my interest, I'm interested in business, strategy, marketing, etc. So I could take a complicated book like Competing on Value by Mac Hannon. And this is a book that every entrepreneur should read. It's a bit technical, but you should really read it and understand as best you can, like really understand as much as possible. And the second time you read it, you're going to understand better. But in my example here, I'm 18, okay? Just going to put here, my nephew is going to love this. And so this is what my nephew could do. Like, he's smart enough to do this. And it's not going to take time away from his studies. I had to say that because his parents are going to kill me. Like, this is not a full-time business that my nephew can do. But he's 18, right? He can read a book, Competing on Value, read it, study it. He can talk about it with me and with other people, with his friends, just really brainstorm. Hey, what do you think about this book? What do you think? And by brainstorming, he and his friend can really understand this book, Competing on Value, which is about like how to sell a high-ticket item by focusing on the return on investment that your clients are getting. So this is like very technical B2B. Another book could be The Profit Zone. And by the way, if you go into business, and I believe that everyone has no choice but to go into business with AI, you need to read these foundational business books. And so when you study these books and you summarize them and you create video courses from these books, you're learning yourself, right? When you're summarizing and reading and studying these books and you create video products, you are learning yourself. So that's like, so many benefits that you're getting. So the Profit Zone is talking about business models, how you can design a business model. And this is one of the critical business books that you have to read. Like, I don't care how good you are with AI and AI agents and technology and software. You have to read this book. If you don't read this book, friends, you're shooting yourself in the foot. I'm giving you a secret here. Read this book. Okay, it talks about how you can design a business model that naturally suits you and your strengths and weaknesses and situations and resources, etc. It's by Adrian. I've read this book like I don't know how many times. It's so fascinating. Every time I read it, I learn something new. Anyways, my point is that you can be 18 years old, right? And you read these books with your friends, you take notes, and you create a video course from these books. And you can even read or copy and paste passages from these books, put them into ChatGPT, and you can say, hey ChatGPT, write me 10 chapters or 10 video course modules based on the text I just uploaded, and it's gonna create the video course for you. So it's so easy these days, to create any kind of video course. So once again, to create a video course that you're selling for $100 lifetime, you don't have to be an expert. You can be a young person. You just have to be interested, curious about a particular book, and then you summarize the book and you turn the book into a video course. Okay, just one book, not 2 books, just one. And for those who are interested, you can write to me and I'll give you a list of books that you can summarize, because these books are very technical. Like if somebody was to pick up this book by Slavotsky or Mac Hannon and they order it from Amazon and they get the book, I guarantee you, like even someone with an MBA degree, it's very technical and it can be very boring. Like Mac Hannon, I love what he's writing because I'm a business professor. But if you're not into business and you don't have a business education, it's very dry. Like same thing with Slavotsky, very dry. So people would much rather follow a video course where you're explaining, exactly what these books are all about. And you don't even need to use your voice. This is insane. You can use 11 Labs, right, to do the voiceover. Okay, so and 11 Labs has different voices that you can choose from. You can use ChatGPT to write the script for the video course and also the ebook for the video course. So you can sell ebooks as well as video courses. And so AI can do everything. AI can help you to create your video course. And that's what I'm saying. Okay, so if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. I'm more than happy to answer. But this is really what you need to do. You need to create a video course that is selling for $100. You need to create that. Like, if you're currently offering like a service, which is great. Like a service is when you're helping people one-on-one, right? Whether it's training, coaching, tutoring, or you're training people on Zoom. That's great. Like every time that you provide a service to someone and they say thank you and they pay you, that's a great thing. So I'm not criticizing services at all. But what I am saying is that if you want a real business, you have no choice to create a real business. You must create a product, ideally a digital product. Once again, I'm not putting down like a job. If you have a job, that's great. If you're a freelancer, that's great. If you're offering a service, consulting, coaching, training, that's great. But what I'm saying is that this is the second level. This is really advanced. It's advanced, but you just have to make a switch in your mind. Do services, but go beyond services. Create a product. And that's what a video course is all about. And once you have a $100 video course, in my case, it's a calligraphy training video, I guarantee you just make a copy. And while you're making a copy of your $100 video course, so it means you're making $100 even while you're sleeping, guess what? You can always improve your video course, right? Because you have time. Like while I'm selling my calligraphy training video course, while people are watching the free samples and the free preview and they're sending me money, I don't have to do anything. I have a lot of time. So because I have time, I can always improve this product, right? So it's going to be improved, it's going to get better, and then that's this week, right? This week is going to get better, and then next week, of course, I continue to make it better. So it's going to increase in value. And of course, whenever it increases in value, I could keep the price the same, or I could say, hey, it's not just 12 clips of 10 minutes anymore. So that's the original, right? 12 clips of 10 minutes. So that's 60 minutes. Now it's more than 12 clips. It's going to be like 20 clips, okay, where I'm teaching. So I'm teaching advanced or intermediate stuff, not just for beginners. I'm teaching like really intermediate. And then the following week, I'm going to create more clips. So it's going to be 30 clips, and it has like advanced training. So this is for advanced calligraphers and artists, and I'm going to teach you how to teach calligraphy, how to spot your mistakes, how to do research, how to do design, how to create typography, how to use different tools like DaVinci to turn your calligraphy into animation, into films and movies, how to design, how to use different graphic design tools to enhance your calligraphy. So, 30 clips. So by that time, my video product is so big that I feel pretty confident I can sell it for $297 because it has so much value. But people don't have to buy it at $297. This is for graphic designers, and this is for really ambitious people. They can always buy the original video course at $100, right? So I always give people the choice. But the thing about business is that people do have money, okay? Like especially rich people. So they don't mind paying like $300. I just have to create the value. But there are people who are more budget conscious, and they can buy it for $100. They can buy the original. They don't have to buy the advanced copy of my video course that has 30 clips, but you always want to create different levels, because if people have money to pay you, well, why not, right? You just have to offer more value. And so that's what I'm saying. Like when you offer a service, your time is taken. You don't have time to improve anything, right? Because you're a consultant and you're a professional, you're doing something for your clients, so you don't have time. But when you create a video course, you have time, because the video course is on your website. You don't have to do anything. People are just going to pay you, and you have a lot of time, and so you can develop your more advanced video course. All right, so I think that's pretty clear. Now we're going to talk about the marketing, because as you can see here, so as you can see here, we have the solution, which is a video course, and the target market. I'm going to talk about that later on, but right now, let's talk about the marketing system, meaning like how can you generate leads and then convert those leads into paying customers. And that's very important. So let me just create a copy here. At the beginning, you have to do the marketing yourself, but ideally, you want to outsource the marketing to other people, affiliates or digital marketers, so that you can focus on improving your video product or any product that you're creating. So let's create some space for the marketing. I'm going to keep this diagram here because I want you to stay motivated. When you see all this money being made, $100 every single time, it's very motivating. Okay, so we have the video course here, and the next step is how can you, create like a marketing system that will allow you to easily make money from your video course. Whoops, too big. Okay. And there are different ways to do the marketing. Let me just create the box here. So marketing is a broad term, right? Like people even do a bachelor's degree. My 3-year degree from McGill is, all on marketing. There are people doing a master's degree in marketing, even people doing a PhD on marketing. But marketing is really simple. Okay, I'm just going to define it here. That consistently generates leads reliably and predictably. And so a lead basically is made up of the name of someone, the first name of someone who is interested in your product, and contact information. And contact information can be email and or phone. Okay, so that's a lead. And that's what marketing does. That's it. Like I've just summarized for you like 3 years of business studies, in marketing. That's it. If your marketing system generates leads for you like consistently every week, that's what I mean by reliably and predictably, and every week you have a list of names and their email addresses or phone numbers, that's it. You have a marketing system. That's all it is. Okay. And so how do you generate those leads? What are you going to give to people so that they give you their name? Their name is not that important. If I ask you, hey, what's your name? You're going to say John. It doesn't really matter. But the email for people, it's something personal, intimate. And usually most people have only one email that they're checking every day. It's very unlikely people check several emails. And so they're not going to give you their email because otherwise you're going to be spamming them. And people know these days that, when you get their email, you might sell it to other companies, data providers, and, everyone's going to send you spam. So the email that people give you is very precious to them, but it's also precious to you because when you think about it, if you don't have their email address, how are you going to communicate with them? Like how? Sure, you can go on social media, but people are on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. They are on so many social media, they're distracted. But email is the main communication channel. It was invented, I think, in the 1970s. So that was the first digital communication channel. So email may sound very boring, very ancient, but it's still the main communication channel. So you want people's email, right? But in exchange, you got to give them something. And this is where we come up with the idea of a lead magnet, which is a funny name. I prefer a free gift. Okay. So you have to create a lead magnet so that people will agree to give you their email address and name in exchange for the free gift. And your free gift has to be amazing. It cannot be just like a checklist and something you just think in one afternoon and you decide to give it away as a free gift. No, it actually has to be a gift. It actually has to be valuable. Something that your competition normally charges for, but you are giving it away for free. And that's the cost of doing business. That's your challenge. And so marketing is not just, it's not, let me put it very clearly. The free gift is not a bait, like if you're fishing, it's not just a worm, not just some little thing. It's not a bait. It's really a demonstration of how useful you are and can be for the prospect. I just came up with that definition because I've been doing marketing for a long time, but I think it's a very powerful demonstration, very powerful example. A free gift is really a demonstration of how useful you are and can be for the prospect. In a way, like, I don't know why I always compare it to dating, but in a way, like, when you're dating a woman, like for me, for the for the man, I find dating is like a job interview. Hi, nice to meet you. Let's say Julie. Let's go on a date. And during the date, I'm trying to prove to her that I can be useful to her as a boyfriend. So to me, it's like a job interview. And in fact, whenever I go on a date, I always bring my resume in case, I can just pull it up. No, I'm just kidding. But, basically a dating is job interview where you're demonstrating your capabilities, right? In the same way, I'm going to go into dating later on, but in the same way, marketing, when you're giving away a free gift, you want to demonstrate that you're very useful and very thoughtful. Okay, useful and thoughtful. And thoughtful simply means that you're thinking about the customer. You're thinking about how they're going to use your your tool, your free gift or free tool. And so your tool, your free gift is very well designed. It's designed in a way that they can use it. And of course, it's very useful. And it's important to do this demonstration because once they have a taste of your free gift, they're going to think, you know what, like if Peter is giving me this useful tool for free and I really love it, I can only imagine what I'm going to get once I start paying Peter, right? So you have to give them that feeling, and that feeling, that emotion, that experience is critical. So in your mind, do the experiment. Like imagine that you're a potential customer and you receive or you download the free gift from your company. Would you have the experience of feeling, wow, this is an amazing tool. It's so useful to me. It's so clear. It's so easy to use. I'm getting benefit from this. If you have that experience, then it's a good gift that you're giving to your potential customers. Okay, so this is very important. So the target feeling or emotion is, wow, this is an amazing tool that is so easy to use, easy to and get value from. And so a lead magnet is something that you have to consciously think about because it is going to, in most cases, it is the first impression that your prospects, because they haven't bought your product or service yet, they don't know you. This is the first impression they get from you. Wow, this is an amazing tool that is so easy to use and get value from. In the same way, let's say you're dating a woman. I'm back to dating again. You have an appointment at the restaurant or whatever. You go and pick her up at her house. She opens the door. She sees a bouquet of flowers. Well, flowers, like there's no woman who's going to refuse a flower, right? And so right away, you're making good impression. So in a way, like, the free gift here is almost like flowers for women you're dating. Like it makes a very strong impression. Yeah, so that's the target feeling. And once you have this as a goal, as a target, it's going to help you to brainstorm and, and generate like tools and gifts that you can give to them. And again, the goal is for them to give you the email address and their phone. But the phone is optional. Like when you ask for their phone number and you always say it's optional, those who give you their phone numbers, they're more serious in a way. Like they're really open, like they really want to hear from you. You can text them, you can call them, but it's just a sign that they're more serious. And later on, we're going to talk about the sales probability index, or what they call lead scoring. Lead scoring means that you're scoring a lead based on how likely they are to buy. And so if they are very likely to buy, then you take care of them first, because in a way they're in a hurry to buy what you have to offer. So marketing, I've just explained to you in the last 20 minutes or so exactly what a marketing system is all about. Like the essence of this marketing system is a free gift. Free is very powerful. I mean, let me just talk a little bit about free, because, once you understand how powerful free is, you're going to start to create all kinds of free tools that, will allow you to attract more and more customers. The marketing system is very crucial because it comes before sales, right? Sales is here, number 4. But if your marketing system is not very good, you're not going to have a lot of people to talk to, right? So the sales process depends on how good your marketing system is. And so that's why we're spending some time on explaining what a marketing system is and how you can make it better and better. In fact, a marketing system is a way to print money, and I'll explain later on. You're printing money statistically. Okay, let me just make a copy. So marketing is a system that consistently generates leads reliably. Reliably means that if you need 10 leads next week, you can generate 10 leads next week. Okay, it's reliable. And predictably, you can predict like this week you're generating 10 leads. Next week, you can predict that it's going to be 11 or 12. The following week, you can predict that it's going to be 15, 16. So you can predict the growth. It's not something that happens by accident. So for example, if you're a coach, you cannot expect to generate leads whenever there's a networking event, because networking events, you're not organizing them, right? You go to those events and you don't know who you're going to meet. So it's very unpredictable. So a marketing system is not about networking, which can complement your marketing, but networking is not the way to do it systematically. So a marketing system is when you have free gifts, a tool, etc. And the reason why free is so powerful, and you should really read the book Free by Chris Anderson. I read that book like years ago, the best book ever. I think the subtitle is something like The Future of a Radical Price. The reason why free is so powerful is that, and this is what I teach in my business courses, it is a combination of fear and greed. Okay, so fear, that's the F here. And greed, that's the REE. And this is just a fun coincidence that I'm giving you so that you understand. Whenever you see free, you see the F, the fear of missing out, right? Like if it's free, people are going to grab it because just in case, right? They are afraid they're going to miss out. So if I tell you I have a free gift and I describe it, it's a fountain pen, it's this, it's that, you're just going to grab it. Yeah, and you're going to give me your email so that I can send it to you. And then you're going to ask questions later on. You're too afraid of missing out. And the greed here, like people always want more, more, more. Hey, you have more free gifts for me? Send them over. Here's my email. So people always want more, more, more. They're afraid and they want more. So the fear is negative usually, and the greed is positive. People want more. So because of these two powerful drives in human nature, whenever you offer something for free, I guarantee you people are going to line up to receive what you're offering. It doesn't matter what you offer. You can say that, I have this box. I don't know what's inside, but I want to give it to you, and you can bring it home and you can open the box, and people will take the box home. Now, of course, they might shake the box a little bit. They might want to check if it's not a bomb, don't want to bring a bomb home. Your wife is going to be upset. So, but usually if it's free, people will want it. And these days, I'm just going to mention something very quickly. I've created the free place. This is a website that I was inspired to create last year. I said, you know what, Peter, you idiot. You have so much to offer. So many, computer file software programs. In Python, I created I think over 200 software programs on the mobile phone, like a lot of video games. I've created Python software programs on my PC. Peter, why don't you give away everything for free? So I created the freeplace.org, and when you click on it, it's going to take you to a OneDrive folder, and you can download everything. So let me just, we'll do that later on. But the free place is where I'm giving away everything that I have in digital format. Okay, like everything. Well, maybe except a couple of things that are so proprietary that it's like a $1 billion technology. I cannot give it away. You understand, of course. But this is where, all his digital files, and that means video courses, source code. Like, I really don't care. I care more about helping people to succeed. So I'm giving away absolute everything, and it's going to be organized in folders. And so, people can really navigate, and they can get exactly what they want from me. Okay. And this is, remember, fear and greed. So when people go to the free place, they're going to get everything from me because it's going to be organized as folders. So what do you want? You want to get better at your job search? I'm going to share with you all my strategies, how I've been able to always get the best jobs possible from big companies like IBM, American Express. I'm going to share all my secrets with you. I've been coaching people too. They get the best jobs ever. So this is really experience. You want to start a business, there's a folder for that. You're a parent who wants to guide their kids in the new AI economy, I have a folder for that. It's called Super Parents. You're Canadian, you want everything from me, I have a folder for that. You're in Quebec, you speak only French, I have a folder for that. You want to learn AutoHotkey, I have a folder for that. You want to learn about AI, I have a folder for that. You want all my book summaries, I've read over 1,000 business books, there's a summary for that. So I'm giving away everything, but in exchange, I think what I'm going to do is that I'm going to ask for email address. And so, when you give me your email address, I'm going to send you the password that gives you access to everything digital. And so I'm going all out, really. Like, I'm not just offering people prospects or not, because sometimes they might not be a prospect, just people I want to help. I'm not just giving them, like some a free lead magnet. I'm giving them the entire store. I'm giving them my entire, computer, everything I have on my hard drive, like close to 1 terabytes. So the free place here, the free place has like up to 1 terabyte, which is a lot. 1 terabyte is like 1,000 gigabytes. So a lot of videos, a lot of content, and you don't have to download. You can just stream my video courses online. So this is like me demonstrating, illustrating the power of free. So there's no doubt that I'm going to receive tons and tons of emails, and I'm going to put all those emails into MailerLite, which is the email marketing platform that I recommend. It's simpler than MailChimp. So don't do MailChimp unless you're already using MailChimp and you're good at it. MailerLite is really what I recommend if you want to communicate by email, with how come it doesn't work? If you want to communicate with your customers, prospects, use sorry, how come I cannot? Yeah, use MailerLite, which is what I recommend. Sorry guys, I don't know what's happening here. So free, create something, an amazing gift, and offer it for free, and you're going to be well on your way to have a list of leads, right? So once you have leads, then you're ready to convert those leads into paying customers. But this is something I've seen so many entrepreneurs make a mistake on. They don't have a marketing system. It has to be a system. So like in my case, for example, what is the system and what is a lead magnet that I'm using to attract people to, to potentially purchase my $100 calligraphy training video? Okay, so this is the ultimate goal, by the way. I want to sell them something like this, but I have to give away something for free. So let's brainstorm a little bit. What can I give away for free that demonstrates how useful and thoughtful I am? Okay, that's the goal. So how do I demonstrate that? How do I make sure that when they download my free gift, they're gonna feel, wow, Peter is amazing. It's so easy to use, and I'm getting value from. How do I create that feeling? it's very important to create that feeling, because a lot of times people think, I need a lead magnet, right? I'm just going to create a free gift in one afternoon. I'm just going to put it there and just, no, it has to be very thoughtful, because like I said before, if your marketing system is not good, you're not going to have, high quality leads to sell to. So the marketing system is really, really important. And so in my case, hold on, let me go. In my case, like, what can I create? The easiest way, the most relevant lead magnet in this case, where I have 12 clips of 10 minutes, the easiest way, because you always want to go for the simplest and the easiest. You don't want to complicate. The easiest way for me is to give away the first, let's say the first 3 or 4 video clips of 10 minutes. And the reason why this is so good is that I'm actually giving away part of my product, right? Like if I'm giving away 4 clips, it means that, 4 out of 12, I'm giving 33% of my product away, okay? Like I'm giving it away for free. People just have to give me their email address. And so they're going to take it, because I'm going to tell them, look, this is the actual product. This is not me trying to pitch you. This is not a sales webinar. This is not blah, blah, blah. No, this is really the training that you're going to see when you buy my $100 calligraphy training video. So this is really the best, because they're going to feel that I'm useful to them, because this is actually the product. And I'm thoughtful because I just want them to taste and sample my video course. And so they're going to like it. But there's another reason why this is good, because if for some reason they don't like my training style, I don't know, they don't like my voice, they don't like the images or the calligraphy style I'm teaching, no problem. If they don't like it, they can say no. Like I might like it. A lot of people might like my video, but some people might not like it, or they might think, what Peter is teaching, I already know. I don't need it, which is fine. But there's going to be a certain number of people who experience 33% of my product, or 4 clips out of 12, and they like it, and then they buy. Okay, so let's say I have 1,000 people who register by email to get 4 tutorials for free. And out of 1,000 leads, let's say that 100 are excited and they buy. And so 100 times 100, that's 10,000. So can you see that these numbers are very interesting, very exciting? It's because I have a system. The system is really simple. I'm just going to release 33% of my product. But wait, it's like an infomercial. Wait, it gets better. It gets better because remember, if I'm giving away like 33% of my product, it's kind of like teasing people, right? It's like I'm telling them, look, watch the first 4 clips, but I'm not going to give you the other 8 clips, and then, the first 4 clips, they get it, but then it's like, okay, and now you're going to leave me hanging. It's like you're giving away the first 30 minutes of a action movie or romantic comedy, and then people are excited, and after 30 minutes, you tell them, oh, that's it, guys. We're cutting off the movie. It's not going to play anymore. Well, that's frustrating. That's not very thoughtful. Like you're teasing people and you're not giving them the value. So how can I be more thoughtful? I know I'm useful because I'm releasing something that's actually useful to them, but I'm not thoughtful because they might feel frustrated. They might think, oh yeah, sure, Peter is going to give me the first 4 clips, and after that, he's going to leave me hanging. So it's like he is forcing me. He's forcing me to buy the $100 calligraphy training video. So I have to be thoughtful here. That's why thoughtful is so important. So what can I do to make sure that they're getting the first 4 clips and they don't have to buy the whole 12 clips? How do I make sure that these 4 clips are complete in themselves It's like a complete solution. So this is very, very important because, again, you don't want to leave people hanging. So I'm just going to use a drawing to explain to you, like the lead magnet has to be a complete solution in itself. It should not be, your lead magnet. Okay, so let's say that this is a product, okay? Your lead magnet should not be something that you give away to them for free here, and it's just part of the solution, and then they have to buy this. Like, what if they're not ready to buy? What if they don't have time yet to learn my calligraphy training through the video course? What if they don't have the money, right? You cannot force people to do that. So this is not good. So what you want to do is you're still taking a portion of your ebook or your video course or your web application, but you convert it into something complete, because this is not complete. Okay, this is just like 30% of the complete product, and that's not good. You're teasing them, you're frustrating them. So what you can do is that you can turn this free sample into a complete product. So I'm going to represent that with a cycle. It's a complete product that they can use and they can get value from, and they don't have to buy anything. They can if they want to, but I'm not forcing them to buy. Okay, I'm giving you a complete product. Like, to use an analogy, I'm giving them a complete meal, and they're satisfied. They're happy because of the meal, because of the complete product. And then they're very happy, they like me, and then they can decide to buy the product or not. It's their choice. Okay, so you want to give them something complete, not something partial. This is partial, right? It's partial because it's part of this whole thing, right? It's partial. So you have to convert your free preview, your sample, into something complete. So how do I do that? Well, in my case, what I can do is that, sure, I'm going to give them like, I'm going to give them like 33% of my product, of my video course. But, hold on, I'm just going to erase this because it's just taking too much space. Whoops. But anyways, I'm going to give them 33% of my product, but I'm going to add something. I'm going to add the comment that, or I'm going to structure the first 4 clips so that I can tell them you can begin to learn calligraphy right now without buying anything. Like, it's complete. You might be a student, you might be retired, you might not have the money for $100 training video. That's okay. You don't have to buy anything. You can begin to practice calligraphy right now, and you get better. You improve, and you see results. You impress your friends. You express yourself. You feel joyful when you practice calligraphy. How is that possible? Because the first 4 clips are complete. So, for example, clip number 1, basics, and clip number 2, you learn the strokes, the basic strokes, like downward, diagonal, upward, etc. And then clip number 3, just gonna reduce this. Clip number 3, I'm going to teach you like the 5 families, right? And each family of letters has about 5 or 6 letters. So in total, you're going to be able to practice the 26 letters. And clip 4, you can autocorrect. In other words, you can spot your own errors, and you can correct yourself without needing me as a teacher. So it's kind of like a complete mini course, right? In those 4 clips. And so that's what I mean by being thoughtful, in the sense that I teach you the basics, I teach you the fundamental strokes. There's only like 4 or 5 strokes. And then from those strokes, I teach you how to write the 26 letters completely. And after you write 26 letters, I'm going to teach you in clip number 4 how you can spot common mistakes. the pen angle, the pressure, the rhythm, the architecture of letters, the consistency, etc. So this is like a complete mini course. This is like the full course of 12 clips, but this is a mini course of 4 clips. So it's very important to position it as a mini course, because people today, they're getting smart. They know that, a lot of marketers out there, they're just dangling, the free gift, and you give them your email, and after that they spam you forever. Like, even if you die, they're still gonna keep spamming you. So people are tired of that. So instead, what you want to do is you want to tell them, look, this is not bait. And that's why I don't like the word lead magnet. Magnet sounds like bait. I tell them, this is a mini course. This is like, you don't have to hear from me again. Like, this is a mini course that is complete, and it guaranteed to teach you. Guaranteed to teach you, because I designed those 4 clips so that, like it covers like, everything. In fact, those 4 clips and this mini course is actually better. I don't want to be arrogant, but it's actually better and more effective than the calligraphy training given by other calligraphers, because I'm compressing everything. It's like a crash course, a mini course that is very complete, and you get to have it for life, because you can just play those 4 clips, again and again, and you practice while you play those clips, and you can play them while you're practicing with your friends, and it's totally free. So do you understand now what I mean when I say that, they have to feel, wow, this is an amazing free gift that I'm getting from Peter. It's useful, it's well done, it explains everything, and I have it for life. So when you make them feel this way, obviously, they're going to be more open to buying, the $100 video course. Like, I'm saying this, and I'm taking some time, because a lot of times people spend a lot of time and effort to create the video course, but they're being stingy. Like, they think from a place of scarcity, and I'm guilty of that too, by the way. Like, sometimes I used to feel that, I'm not going to give away my, like 30% of my product. Are you crazy? Like, it took me like 30 years to become a master. I'm not going to give it away, like, no, I'm just going to give away like a 10% discount, or I'm just going to give away the first clip. I'm not going to give away the first 4 clips. But guys, you have to shift to a new mindset. And if you think about scarcity and you hide your knowledge, you hide your expertise, because you believe that if you keep it and you don't share it, you're going to make more money. But trust me, that's not the way that the universe works. The way that the universe works, if you don't mind my doing a little bit of pontificating, and this is something I had trouble with myself. The way that the universe works is that, how come it's so small? The universe is not that small. The way that the universe works, and I've been teaching this in live streams using Abundance XYZ. The way the universe works is that abundance leads to more abundance. Okay, so it means that if you have a scarcity mindset and you're thinking, I want to hide and hoard my knowledge, you want it? Pay for it, man. And so when you have, well, this is not what people are actually saying, because they're more polite, but this is what their ego is thinking. Their ego is thinking, oh, knowledge is scarce. It took me time, and, I made so much effort to develop my skills, in this case, calligraphy skills. And I'm not going to give it away for free. Are you crazy? You want it? You got to pay for it, man. You got to pay me $100. And this is what the ego is thinking. The ego doesn't understand anything at all about abundance. But when you're shifting from an ego mindset where you feel that you're separate from other people, and you're shifting to soul, or higher self, or I don't know, from, I don't want to be too spiritual here, but when you're shifting to the right side of your mind, because I think human beings both have an angel nature and a devil nature. When you shift to your soul, your higher self, you realize that there's always abundance in the world. And especially when it comes to digital products, because look, once I have this video course, I mean, I can serve like 1,000 people. Okay, so that means $100,000. I can serve 1 million people. Heck, I can serve like 1 billion people. There's over 1 billion people in India, right? So I can ask some of my very smart, very dynamic Indian students from TAV. I can ask them, hey, can you help me to translate that video course into Hindi so that I can serve 1 billion people in India? Remember, India is not like China, right? They have over 1 billion citizens. India used to be an English colony. So in India, they're more likely to understand English and appreciate calligraphy. In China, they use a different alphabet, right? So, I cannot teach Chinese calligraphy, but India is good. So, I can serve 1 billion people, and my former Indian students can help me. And so there's no limit to how much abundance I can create and how much money I can make. Same thing with, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Cuba. No, I don't know Cuba. Can I enter that country? Any country that is using the Latin alphabet can benefit from my calligraphy course. And of course, AI can translate into, 50 or more languages. So I'm thinking abundance. I don't want to hide my video course. I'm just going to give away the first 4 clips, and it's going to teach everything. So when you come from a place of abundance, you feel you don't have to sell to people. You don't have to use like sales techniques, and you don't have to do propaganda and all those sales funnels. And I have nothing against sales funnels, but let me talk a little bit about sales funnels, because that's all that people seem to hear these days. A sales funnel is basically when you're guiding people down a process where you're offering something for free, and then and then they receive your newsletter, and then you invite them to a webinar, and then during the webinar you do a pitch, special offer today only. I have nothing against that, because ultimately, the people have a good product. They will use this technique to attract and convert people. So the way for them to get people to come is they put ads on Facebook and they put ads on Google, and that's fine. That's one approach. So what Russell Brunson is doing, if it works, it works, and if it doesn't harm people, if it's ethical, that's fine. But sometimes people will say something like, grab the video today because I don't know, it might be taken down, right? It might be taken down soon. Or, they're selling a video course, and usually it's not a video course, something more physical, but they're going to say, oh, there's only 10 items left, you got to buy. And this is, I'm sometimes shopping on Temu, and you often see on Temu, like there's only 10 fountain pens left, you got to buy them. I mean, I don't want to judge them. They are in a place where they feel they have to do that. But, I don't want to use scarcity. I just want to tell people, grab everything that you need, everything that you want. Do it today, do it tomorrow, do it next year. I don't care. The only thing I care about is to create the abundance and share the abundance. And as a marketing expert, it sounds crazy, right? Like, Peter, you have like 3 years of study and you've worked as a marketing specialist for so many companies. But I'm telling you, like, when you shift to a soul perspective, a higher self, where you consider other people to be like you. And so when I give something to you, I'm giving to myself. It's really that simple. Or to use a better analogy, when I give something to you, it's like I'm giving something to my brother Joe, my little brother Joe. And so I don't need you to do anything. If you want to, you can buy the video course because it does cost me something to create it. But if you don't want to, that's fine too. You can enjoy my mini my mini course here in 4 clips. And I want to tell you that when I created these 4 clips, I was thinking about you, about your children, about how amazing you're going to feel when you master these 4 clips. And it's my gift to you, like from the heart, it's my gift to you. I put in a lot of effort to produce these 4 clips, not because I want to charge something, but I want you to extract maximum value. I want you to feel good. I want you to feel wow. Okay, so I'm putting a lot of love and effort and focus into these 4 clips. That's what I want people to feel. And when you have that sense of contribution, that sense of responsibility, because I feel responsible. I'm a calligraphy teacher, right? So I take it very seriously. These 4 clips, even though they're very short, it's going to give you the complete training. Same thing with other courses I'm going to give, by the way, like email marketing, project management, marketing research, professional sales. I'm always going to give like the first 4 clips for free, but you're going to be able to practice the first 4 clips in your sales process, for example. Actually, in sales, there's 5 steps, so I'm going to give you 5 clips. Email marketing, there's 5 steps. I'm going to give it to you for free, and you can practice email marketing or professional sales. You can make a lot of money, and then you can come back and buy my video course on sales training or email marketing or calligraphy. But you don't have to, okay? And this is a very new development. I wasn't always like this. I used to be like this. Hey, you want my course, you got to pay for it. But now I'm at a point in my life where there's enough abundance, especially when it comes to digital products. Like if I was selling, let's say, jewelry or something physical, well, I have to think about it twice, right? Because I cannot give away something physical because logistics and packaging and shipping and printing, that costs money, so I can't give it away for free. But when it comes to a digital product like this, it doesn't matter how many people download or stream this mini course. YouTube is infinite, right? I could have like 1 billion people viewing and streaming these clips. It costs me nothing. And so that's another powerful insight that I'd like you to think about. When you create something digital and it's available online, there's no reason to be stingy. There's no reason to over strategize and try to get people to buy something because you want to make them believe that it's scarce. And this scarcity tactic is used by so many entrepreneurs because they don't understand that this is way better. Now, the scarcity mindset, limited items, or you gotta buy it before a certain deadline, it works better than no strategies, right? So this is a strategy. So I have to acknowledge this. It is a strategy that is working, apparently. So it's not bad. If this is your level and you believe that you don't want to give away stuff for free like I do, like the mini course, that's fine. I don't really judge anybody. So this is like strategy 2, right? I'm just saying that for me, I prefer strategy 3 because there's no stress. I feel joy. I feel abundant. Strategy 1, or it's not really strategy, is more like, do what others are doing or what you think might work. So usually, like, people don't succeed here. They don't succeed, and so they take courses from Russell Brunson. They buy his books, and they're getting to this level. Russell Brunson is about propaganda, psychological tactics from Dan Kennedy, etc. I used to read Dan Kennedy too, like pretty good copywriter. But now I'm at a level where it's strategy 3. I'm just giving away everything because it's all digital. It doesn't cost me anything. To me, like, this new form of marketing, I think it's going to resonate with a lot of artists and people who don't really know anything or don't know much about marketing and sales, and they just want to create a product, man. Like, let's say somebody wants to teach piano, how to play the piano in a video course. They can just do that. They don't need to know much about marketing and selling. And to me, the analogy is like a lit candle. Okay, so I have knowledge in my head, so that's like a lit candle, and I allow others to light their candles with me. So they just come to me and I share the fire. So notice that when I share the fire from my candle, I'm not losing the fire. I still have it. So in the same way, when I sell my video course, I still retain the master copy. And people have a copy, a perfect copy of my video course. So, but I still have the original. I still have the lit candle. I still have the fire. And so when you think about knowledge as fire, my God, the fire can spread all over the world and you're going to become so rich. You're going to become so rich and you're going to help so many people. But you still have the original fire. It's not like the sales funnel here, there's no scarcity. You don't have to force people to do anything. You don't have to play games with their mind. You don't have to use fancy copywriting. I mean, that's a lot of work. Like I used to be a professional copywriter, and I can tell you, writing sales letters, that's hard. Like even if you get ChatGPT to do it, it's hard work. That's why like this year, I created a portal called Lazier and Richer, and I want to teach people, and this live stream is part of it. I want to teach people how to get lazier and richer. Lazier, not in the sense that you sit at home and you watch Netflix and you eat Doritos. And no, that's not what I mean. I mean lazier in the sense that you do less work. You don't have to do all of this. This is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's just talking about it. I feel tired already. It's so much work. The easier way is just to feel the abundance inside of you and just give away as much as you can, and people will come to you. They will not feel the pressure. Like there's no pressure for people to buy my calligraphy training video. Like, of course, this calligraphy training video is going to have more detail, more about my thinking, about calligraphy, like really advanced, like really, really advanced. I'm going to share everything. Not just, eventually I want it to be 30 hours, but this is really advanced. They don't need to go to that level. Like I'm going to give you everything I've learned in 30 years of calligraphy thinking and experimenting and practicing, but they don't have to. This is the first level. If you just want to learn calligraphy and practice on your own, have fun with your friends, your children, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, this is more than enough. It's a complete kit. So let me put it down so that we understand even. Complete value kit. I just created that word, CVK. It's a complete value kit. It's not a portion. It's not partial. It's a complete value kit. And if you give me your email, I will send you this complete kit. You're going to have it for life. And there's no pressure to buy anything. So guys, I hope that, I know I've been talking and repeating myself, but I think part of effective teaching is just repeating, especially when it's a new concept, like this idea of, endless abundance. I can't believe I've been talking for 1 hour and 12 minutes and I don't even feel it. I can go on. It's just that I need my second cup of coffee. But you see, like when you have this feeling of sharing with people, like as if they were members of your family, and not strangers that you're trying to get money from, it feels so joyful that I don't even feel the passage of time. I don't feel tired at all, except that I really need my second cup of coffee. But that's the abundance, that's the joy that you can look forward to when you shift your mindset from ego, from ego to spirit. Sorry, where is it? When you shift from ego to spirit and you just want to give to people because you want them to learn, so you shift from ego here and, to your soul, to your higher self, to the better version of yourself. And there is no fear anymore. This is so important. If you don't mind, I'm just going to end with this because I feel that it's so important. Financially, ultimately, but also it's so important for your peace of mind that I just need to write a little bit more about it. So when you shift from scarcity to abundance, in fact, it's two radically opposing system. So this is like scarcity mindset. And by the way, isn't it interesting that scarcity is more like scare? You're scared of being taken advantage of, and you live in a city where you're scared. So if you have the scarcity mindset, you're going to live in fear. Your fear of not succeeding in business, you're afraid of other people taking advantage of you. And this is the wrong mindset. Eventually people will understand it, but I think that if you're wise and if you understand what I've been saying here, you can have a life of abundance, and you can serve 10 times more people. You can serve more people, make more money when you have the abundance mindset, where you don't believe in scarcity anymore. You believe that there's enough for people all over the world. There's no need to play games, psychological games. There's no need to do sales funnels. There's no need to learn sales tactics. Like those movies, Boiler Room or Glengarry Glen Ross, and The Wolf of Wall Street. They talk about sales tactics that work, obviously, but that's a lot of work, and it doesn't lead to a good place. You don't feel joy. You always feel like you're competing against the customer, and you're trying to convince her to do something she doesn't really want to do. This mindset is the opposite. Abundance. There's abundance for everyone. You just allow them. Okay, you allow them to light their candles at your fire. And so this is a very gentle, very soothing, and you're not. This is, the people here are definitely losing. The people here are winning, but it's very restricted winning. Here, the people here, they're winning, but they're winning like 10 times more, which is paradoxical, right? You're giving away 10 times more value, but you're also making 10 times more money. And so this is the winning strategy. And I understand it's not taught in any business school, in any MBA program. It's not taught in any business books, but this is the superior way to proceed. And this is what I recommend to you. Because when you operate at this level, there's no fear. Okay, there's no fear. There's just love. You just want to help people in the same way that, in my video course, I just want to help people to learn. That's my focus. That's my focus. I'm not focusing on money or anything else. I just want to make sure that these 4 clips are teaching everything that I'm able to teach them. And it's just love. It's just, there's no fear, just love and joy, and you're just sharing. And just sharing and learning from other people. And metaphysically, what's happening is that, and this is something you're going to feel when you get to this level, and you will get to this level because it's obviously better than strategy number 2. It's so much better. When you get to this level, you're going to feel that the more you give to other people, the more you give to yourself. There's no difference. There's no separation anymore. Here, you are separate from other people, and that's why you're competing against them. But here, you're not separate from them. When you give to them, you feel joy. And so the more you give, the happier you are. And so it's really strange. It's like I feel almost like selfish when I share my files and everything I have with people. I feel selfish because I feel so good when I give it away. I don't have to hang on to it. I don't have to strategize. I used to be in that scarcity mindset. And trust me, it's not a good place to be when you're always trying to outsmart the customer or the target market. You're always trying to find the right words to sell to them, to close the deal. It's so tiring. It feels like work. This doesn't feel like work. This feels like we're playing. And okay, maybe I'm going too far here, but I feel like I'm in a kindergarten and I'm just having fun with the other kids. And when you think about it, we're really kids on this planet, We're really kids. And like kids, at some point we develop some kind of identity. These are my toys. They're not your toy, right? We develop that sense of separateness. We're not joined with other people. But when you make an effort and you see that this strategy is better, when you join with other people, you're not competing against them. You want to help them in the same way that you want to help yourself. By the way, that's the golden rule in the Bible and in other religions. You do to other people what you would want them to do for you. So obviously, I want people to give me a free course. And so that's exactly what I'm giving to them. I'm giving them exactly what I would like to receive. All right, guys, I need my second cup of coffee. I hope this session was useful to you. It's session 7. I will continue. But I feel that, thank you for being here. or watching the replay, I think that today was really a breakthrough, because marketing is so important. It doesn't matter what product or service you offer, marketing is so important. And this is the first time in this series where we're tackling something fundamental to wealth and abundance. And I was glad to share it with you. All right. If you have questions, please don't forget to put them in the comments. I will answer every single one of them, and I'll see you in the next session.